Okay guys, it's actually been a pretty long time since I made a video, so sorry. I'm working on fixing the camera that I bought because I really want to start making like really good professional quality videos instead of just making those bleh, recorded this on my iPhone videos, but it's kind of expensive, so we'll see how long it takes me to get into that. So Cosmo Blazer is the next set. I mean, Abyss Rising just came out. I don't really want to talk about Abyss Rising because we all know what's happening in there. But I picked out some cards in Abyss Rising that I thought were really good, but didn't belong to any like archetype specifically, or otherwise belong to an archetype that kind of isn't really relevant right now. So here's some busted cards that aren't Fire Fists or Fire Kings or whatever the hell Mermail support, you know? First of all, we got Aster-Drawn. If this card is used for an XYZ summon, you can treat it as a level 5 monster. So pretty good, 4 or 5. Not that bad. Starting to look like kind of a weak wind-up shark right now. But here's another one. An XYZ monster that was summoned using this card as an XYZ material gets this effect. When it is XYZ summoned, draw 1 card. So, pretty good. It's a spellcaster, so that's good. Spellbook of Life gets it. Magical Exemplar gets it. I definitely see that this card has a lot of potential to be abused. And to make your XYZs into Formula Synchrons, so that instead of them being 2 for 1s, they're 2 for 2s, is always nice. I mean, that's why Formula Synchron is at 1 right now. So, yeah, it's a pretty good card. You got number 92 and number 53, which I should have presented in opposite order. And the cool thing about these is number 53, he does lots of shenanigans. I really don't want to spend a minute and a half explaining him. But he also offers you access to the otherwise nearly impossible to summon number 92, because you can just drop a 92 on top of him like it's nothing, who looks sick as hell, as a side note. And you can detach an XYZ material from this card and banish all cards your opponent normal summoned, special summoned, or set during a turn during your opponent's end phase. So that's I'd venture to say that's pretty good. And if it's destroyed while it has an XYZ material, you can special summon it from the graveyard, and when you do, it gains 1,000 attack for each card currently banished. And it can't be destroyed by battle. So you just make that number 53, and it's got 3 things underneath it, and just summon a number 92 with 4 things underneath it. And tell your opponent that they're gonna get fucked. It's really nice. ZW Lion Arms. Obviously, not really that great by itself. It's 2 level 5s. It can't attack directly, and you can detach an XYZ material from it to search a ZW monster from your deck to your hand. There's all those like Utopia support cards. But here's what's really good. If you have a face-up Utopia monster that's number 39 or Chaos number 39, you can equip this card to that target and it gains 3,000 attack for 6,500 or even higher if it's Chaos Utopia Ray attack monsters. And if the equipped monster destroys a monster in battle, you can send this card to the graveyard, and it can attack again as long as it attacks a monster. So it's pretty busted, probably pretty hard to use also, but it's pretty cool. Terrafang Wolf, Direwolf, 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to target 1 beast, beast warrior, or winged beast type monster you control, and 1 other card on the field, and destroy them. So, seems decently good. The second time you use its effect, if you really want to, you could destroy the Terrafang itself. Card could be pretty good in Black Wings, Beast anti-meta, etc. And it's a pretty cool card. Lightning Plover. There's not a whole lot to say about this. It's kind of got a Phoenix Wing Wind Blasty thing, except for to the bottom, built into it. And you can detach an XYZ material from it to target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and return it to the top of the deck. So that's always nice. And since the first effect is on summon, as long as he's not negated, you can go 1-for-1 right away, which is good. And then try and get that plus. You got Disorderly March. If you control a beast, beast warrior, and or wing beast type monster, draw 1 card for each of those types you control, but you cannot activate the effects of other spell or trap cards this turn. Now just think about how utterly busted this could be in a deck like Black Wings that can just swarm up the field. And the only real cost is they can't activate the effects of spell or traps that turn. So, whatever. They've got 4 Black Wings on the field and they're getting ready to sink. And they're just like, I'm going to draw 4 now. So, that's pretty good. And then, of course, it still applies to like Beast anti-meta or just anti-meta in general. You got a Reborn Tengu and a Beast King Barbaros, and you activate Pot of Greed. It's a pretty damn good card. And we got Charging Emperor. This definitely can't be used in traditional Monarchs, even though Monarchs are in the picture. Tribute summon monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So not only can they not be destroyed by card effects, but you can't like compulse them or anything or deprison them because that targets. And you can't special summon monsters from your extra deck. So this can't be good in traditional Monarchs because it'll stop your Treeborn Frog from coming out. Well, unless you just want to activate it later, I guess it could be okay. But in something like Macro Monarch or Steel Swarm, it could be pretty good. And I would definitely watch out for your local, if you have that local Monarch player that we all have at our locals who's only like decently good, you might want to watch out for this drop down there out of nowhere. Quick Booster, this card I was kind of about, but I've been convinced that it's pretty good. Target 1 quick play spell card in your graveyard, except Quick Booster, and shuffle it into the deck. So it can't recycle itself for for an I can't be decked out, look at me, lol, lights worn, not decking out type of thing. But it can be used, and when it's destroyed, you can add 1 quick play spell card from your deck to your hand, except for Quick Booster. So actually, if this face down card is MST, you can essentially use it to pick up a quick play spell like a Space Typhoon or a Lance or whatever, or Book of Moon, from your graveyard by shuffling it into the deck and then searching it out of your deck immediately because it was destroyed. So it's decently good. I don't really see it seeing a lot of play because there's nothing like overpowered about it, and cards like this get overshadowed by cards that are really, really good. But it's still an interesting card. I really like the design of it. And onwards, Vestige of War. I think that the Lightning Plover kind of was a hint that we're going to see some wind support, and here's the start of it. If there's no other cards on the field, target a water or wind monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Now obviously the cost of being able to use, the conditions of being able to use this card are pretty harsh. You have to be basically Gores ready to use it, and but it can be really, really good. You're in Mermails and like the game's been completely turned around on you. You just use that to pick up a diva. Now granted, you could use like a salvage or something like that, be a lot better, but this can pick up like Abyss Megalo or something like that salvage can't pick up. And or Dragoonides, and like you're just completely losing, your field spell's been thrown away, and you just pick up a Dux and go to work. Or whatever, you know. It could, I don't see this card seeing a lot of use either because of the condition of it, but I do think it's pretty good design. So I like it. And Dimension Gate. This card, actually, I had to think about it for a bit before I thought, like, is this card any good? I actually thought of several situations that this was really good in. When this card is activated, target 1 monster you control and banish it face up. When your opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can send this face-up card on the field to the graveyard, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon the banished monster by this card's effect. So first of all, you can use this to do something like abuse Necroface in like a Necroface mill type of deck, and as long as you play D-Fissure rather than Cosmos, which some of those decks will to avoid the first turn Veiler, then the Dimension Gate can activate and you get that Necroface back. But what is really busted in is, say, in Heroes. You use it, and your opponent gets their full field, you activate this and banish your absolute 0 and blow their shit up. And then anytime your opponent gets too aggressive later in the game, if they haven't spaced it already, then you can, when they're going in for the attack, you can just remove the Dimension Gate, put your absolute 0 back in their way, and basically be saying, if you get rid of this, you know what's going to happen. So, Dimension Gate, definitely something that I see heroes teching in the future. Can be a really devastating play, and if your local hero players don't know about this, don't tell them about it. And yeah, but I mean, overall, there's nothing about the card that's particularly busted. It's just really abusable in heroes. Breakthrough skill. Yeah, we've all heard about this card, so I'm not going to spend that much time on it. Flip it up, negate an effect for that effect monster's effect for that turn, and then it's also got the spell speed 1 effect of being able to remove from the graveyard during your turn. You can banish it and target a face-up effect monster your opponent controls and negate its effects. So I mean, I guess during your turn you can negate his endmains and just run that shit over, something like that. It's got the advantage of if it's spaced, it still has some degree of versatility. It's a good card. Probably, it was a, let's see what rarity it was. It was a super rare, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a secret later on. And then one card that actually is an archetype card that I just really like. First of all, the card art is awesome. You got Fabled Monsters up in there, and I love Fabled Monsters. So you got your Fabled Shenanigans going on over there. And this card says, if you control a face-up dinosaur-type monster with 2,500 or more attack, and destroy all cards on the field. So, the ability to use this card is kind of questionable, but it allows you to essentially treat one of your big dinosaurs as a Black Rose Dragon almost. So it's pretty nice. No lie there. And yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be prone to getting like Starlight Eroded, stuff like that, but it's a cool card. So once again, going through a little bit quicker, Astragon, number 53 and 92, Lion Arms, Terror Fang, Lightning Plover, Disorderly March, Charging Emperor, Quick Booster, Vestige of War, Dimension Gate, Breakthrough Squill, and Durag Impact are some cards in Cosmo Blazer that I wanted to call attention to because I think they're all good cards that might actually not see that much play because they're going to get overshadowed by the Fire Fists and the Flame Kings and the new Mermail support and whatever else people get busted and find and broken. I mean, Breakthrough Skill is going to get attention because Mega Capital Sheet made a video about it, and so did your Yu-Gi-Oh channel. But other than that, the rest of this list is relatively unknown. Lightning Plover, probably going to get known. But yeah, it's lots of cool kid cards. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.